There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey and Glasser and by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with your host, Larry Gross.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune, but the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning around, a simple song. Thank you very much. Welcome once again to Mountain Stage Live Performance Radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. And we are at home in Charleston at the Culture Center Theater. And we have a sweet, sweet show for you today. A lot of beautiful music, great songs, and some wonderful voices on the show. Speaking of wonderful voices, Aoife O'Donovan is back with us. She's one of the greatest singers in America today, I think. Willie Watson is also here. Guy likes to play old-time music and traditional American music, and I think he'll do some other things too. Also, one of the most talented singers and songwriters, particularly in Nashville, Brandy Clark, is going to be on during this hour in just a little while. And a couple of guys from the Midwest who have not been with us before. They call themselves Francis Luke Accord, although they're not named Francis, Luke, or Accord, but that's what they call themselves. But to start us out, a man who's been with us before on many occasions, because he's not only been on as a solo artist, like he's going to be today, but also he was a founding member of the great Irish band Solace. He also has been on as a duo with Karen Casey, and he's been on as a trio with some guys called the Teetotalers. But, you know, by himself, he's fantastic. One of the finest Celtic guitar players, and known as that around the world. He lives in America now and has for a while, even though he's a native Irishman. His last CD is called Shadow and Light, and I'm sure he'll do an interesting mix of tunes. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, John Doyle.
City in 1913, the boss was rich and the poor were slaves. The women working, the children starving. Then on came Larkin like a mighty wave. The workers cringed when the boss man thundered. 70 hours was his weekly chore. When asked for little, then less was granted, lest given little, then they'd ask for more. In the month of August, the boss man told us no union man for him could work. We stood by Larkin, who told the boss man we'd fight or die, but we wouldn't shirk. 8 months we fought and 8 months we starved. We fought with Larkin through thick and thin, but foodless homes and the crying of children, it broke our hearts, we just couldn't win. Then Larkin left us, we seemed defeated. The night was black for the working man, but up spoke Connolly with new hope and counsel. His motto was, we will rise again. In Dublin City in 1916, the English soldiers, they burnt our town, and they shelled our buildings and shot our leaders. The harp was buried 'neath the bloody crown. Well, they shot MacDermott and Pearson Plunkett, and they shot MacDonough and Clark the Brave. From bleak Kilmainham they took Ant's body to Arbor Hill, and the quick-lime grave. But last of all of the 7 heroes, I sing the praises of James Connolly. He fought for freedom, and he fought for justice, and he gave his life so men might be free. Well, hello, everybody. It's fantastic to be here. That song was called Jim Larkin or the 1913 Lockout, and it's I suppose it's I'm doing it because it's the 100-year anniversary of the 1916 rebellion that made Ireland free, and so I figured one song before the end of the year, and so I'm going to continue here with a song called The Alt. And the Alt is a place in County Sligo. Anyone been to Sligo? Yeah, a few people. There's a place called Knocknarea, and on the top of Knocknarea is Queen Maeve's burial ground, and just underneath it is a place called the Alt, which is kind of like an old pilgrimage site of sorts, pre-Christian, which became a Marian shrine too. It has nothing to do with the song whatsoever. But on the top of it, Queen Maeve was a famous witch queen. She was buried with a spear in one hand and a sword in another, standing up facing her enemies. And that has nothing to do with the song either. So, anyway, but the song, I suppose, is about an old man looking at his hands in a way, and his hands are rutted like his land, rutted and scarred. And soon he'll be part of the earth too, like us all. And so, if you're thinking my little segment is going to be a happy segment, you're quite mistaken. This is Irish music we're here for. And don't worry, the next song is about death and destruction too. So, and then I'll follow it by The Plague, a song from The Plague. When summer fades with winter returning, leaves all piling, wind howling o'er, fast growing nights, the cold creeping under, well, these smouldering embers may warm us once more. Viewing the high hills, the cairn buried under, the drove of sheep wander, the steep paths thread on. The witch queen lies waiting by the Alt remaining, the bones of her country we've all gnawed upon. Fánlamanish fánlam go Joe, Fánlam go buin is náimi Fánar mohave arún is a store, Bílam go buin is náimi The magpie watches its head turned towards me, its black eye beaded, the stare how it burns. Out fly the line o'er the lapping water, well, he'd give no quarter if the tail was turned. I'm not a child, my youth long departed, and I long for the light of that far western shore. My crooked hand as a land I was reared in, raised and piled under, frail and forlorn. Fon lumanish, fon lumga jo, fon lumga buin is noimium, fon mohave arun is a storm, be lumga buin is noimium. The crooked rowan tree by little Antony's, cut it, coil it, wind it o'er and o'er, peer into the spiral, into the eternal, and slowly slip under into the heart's core. Fon lumanish, fon lumga jo, fon lumga buin is noimium, fon mohave arun is a storm, be lumga buin is noimium. Fon lumanish, fon lumga jo, fon lumga buin is noimium, fon mohave arun is a storm, be lumga buin is noimium. Well, thanks very much. I have the great pleasure of bringing up a great friend of mine I've known for many years now. Can you please welcome Aoife O'Donovan? We're going to do a song here called Burke and Hare that I wrote a little while back, a few years ago. And Burke and Hare were famous, I don't know if you know this, Aoife, but they were famous murderers from Ireland, from the north of Ireland. And they went over as navigators or canal builders. And that work was kind of a bit too much for them, so they just decided to become grave robbers instead.
I must have missed that bit.
You missed that part? Yeah. That's what I tell my daughter all the time. And so then they weren't very good at that, so they just decided to murder people instead. And they were so famous that Charles Dickens wrote about them in the Pickwick Papers. He said to burke somebody was to strangle somebody. He burked them. And in the end, he got caught. He murdered 19 people that they know of. They used to lure them to the house. Their wives were in on the deal. They lured them to the house, and they brought them upstairs, and one eventually would get them drunk, and one would sit on the person, the other would strangle them. And then they would sell them to a man called Mr. Knox, and he would use them to dissect people. So I figured this would be a lovely, lovely love song to sing. And but they were so famous as well that in Scotland there was a nursery rhyme, and the nursery rhyme went, up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy that buys the beef. So that's your part, folks. Have fun with it.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. So it goes like this. Up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy who buys the beef. up the close and down the stairs. Back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and the Knox the boy who buys the beef. Gentlemen and ladies round the Royal Mile, wearing nothing but their best and going out in style. But down in Tanner's Close in the slums of Westport there, shadows in the dark are lurking on the square. Up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy who buys the beef. In the dead of night, we tramp the streets all round and look for some poor soul or victim to be found. Then we'll bring him back to our humble abode, show him how a proper welcome is bestowed. Up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy who buys the beef. In the bar we drink from morning until late, and when the money's gone we'll plan somebody's fate. Be it Mary Patterson, Daft, Jamie or Janet Brown, we'll get them liquored up and then we'll lay them down. Up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy who buys the beef. And when the deed is done, it's in the box we'll stow to Knox and Surgeon Square, get our cash and go. And then he will proceed with surgeons all around to lay them on the slab and then get knuckled down. Up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy who buys the beef. Up the close and down the stairs, back and forth go Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher and Hare's the thief, and Knox the boy who buys the beef. Hoo-ha! Well, thanks very much. I'll do one more here for you, and it's a song that I wrote relatively recently. I was listening to a BBC channel, BBC Radio 1, I think it was, and there was an interview with a man who had just crossed over from Syria into a holding pen, you would call it, I suppose, a refugee camp. And the story was so similar to many, many songs that Aoife and I learned as kids about Irish people growing up, about the immigrants coming over to America. I thought I would write a song based on this person's life, and so this is what. So thanks very much for listening. It's been really fun playing for y'all. Y'all. I live in Asheville, North Carolina right now. the stormy seas do roll, our boat packed and unsteady, water in the hold, gas fumes sting our eyes. Well, we vanished in the night while the world was sleeping, and on this dreadful flight, well, we leave our lands behind. At home war rages on, burning rubble and ashes. The bombings had begun, so we scattered to the wind. And my mother died last night, and we buried her in the morning. And in that early light, well, the tears, they stung my eyes. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again, rise again. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again. When I was but a boy, I worked hard and I prospered. I had no need for toys, well, I kept my family fed. But now I am a man, and I'm hiding in the shadows from militias and roving bands, bullets in an early grave. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again, rise again. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again. Searchlights scan the seas as the waves crash o'er us. The boat lists on our lee, and overboard we fly. And the lucky ones reach land, but others sink down before me. And I try to lend a hand, and then I scramble to the shore. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again, rise again. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again. Among the refugees housed in barbed wire, well, we're sunk down to our knees in the mud and mire. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again, rise again. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again, rise again. Oh, one fine day we'll rise again.
Thank you, Carmela Marcos.
John Doyle right there, along with Aoife O'Donovan on those last two songs. Mr. John Doyle now lives in Asheville, North Carolina, originally from Ireland, of course. The last CD he did was on Compass called Shadow and Light, but he has something new coming out with a group called the Immigrant Band. It's called Old Time and Irish Together, so you can guess what's going to be on that. Mr. John Doyle. Time for our band to do a tune along with Julie Adams. Ron Sowell is the leader of the band, back there with the acoustic guitar. Our other two guitar players are Michael Lipton and Ryan Kennedy. Our bass player is Steve Hill. Our drummer is Ahmed Solomon. And our pianist, as always, is Mr. Bob Thompson. Julie's going to do a tune by Marcy Playground called America. Please welcome Julie Adams.
Lucy came to the timberline, climbed up onto Rainier and looked out over Washington swore she could see the apple trees, and she said, ooh, oh, I never want to leave. Ooh, this place. Ooh, yes, I always want to be right here. Peter came to the city and climbed up into Liberty and looked out over Manhattan. He swore he could see the beauty there, and he said, ooh, oh, I never want to leave. Ooh, this place. Ooh, yes, I always want to be right here. Find a place to call home. Any place to call home. Right here. So I came in the dead of night, climbed up into the satellite, looked out over America. I swear I could see the buffalo. Ooh, oh, I never want to leave. Ooh, this place. Ooh, yes, I always want to be right here. Right here.
Julie Adams, Mountain Stage Band. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser, LLP, a nationwide law firm born in West Virginia with offices in Charleston, Philadelphia, Morgantown, D.C., Boston, Alabama, and Delaware. Details at baileyglasser.com. And by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia, celebrating the diversity of live music in the Mountain State, from newgrass to indie pop, at outdoor festivals or in coffee houses. Your next mountain experience begins with the new Go2WV mobile app, available for iOS and Android on iTunes and Google Play. Additional support is provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, showing the world why Charleston is hip, historic, and almost heaven. Your adventure starts online at charlestonwv.com. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or you just want to hear something again, you can visit the podcast section of our website, mountainstage.org. Each podcast will include songs we don't have time to fit on the radio, as well as our complete finale song. So if you would, take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the show on iTunes or wherever it is that you get your podcasts. Well, we're so excited about our next guest, one of the most talented songwriters in Nashville. She's been in Nashville for about 20 years. She's originally from a small town out in Washington State, and so you'd expect, and it's true, that she's an expert at writing about small towns and small town life. And here in West Virginia, it's easy to identify with that because that's pretty much all we have, small towns. It's made her second solo album. For a while, it looked like she wasn't even going to have a career singing, although that's what she wanted, of course. A lot of songwriters do. But she busted out with one that was very well received, and now she's got a second one just as good on Warner Brothers called Big Day in a Small Town. You probably heard the band Perry singing one of her songs, or Miranda Lambert, or perhaps especially Casey Musgraves, who did Follow Your Arrow, won the CMA Song of the Year award, and Casey's recorded a lot of her tunes. Please welcome for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Brandy Clark.
I ain't been drinking, but if I was drinking, I think I'd be drinking bourbon. And right now you'd be a blur, and I wouldn't hear a word, 'cause I'd be good and drunk, that's for certain. And I ain't been smoking, but if I was smoking, I know I'd be smoking weed. When you blow all our money, I'd laugh, it'd be funny, 'cause high as a kite is where I'd be. I love you, baby, but sometimes, baby, you dance on my last nerve, and I get an insane kind of urge. Put your hands together for Mr. Miles Aubrey. If I was cheating, that's right, I'd be cheating on you. I am just daydreaming. Thank God I ain't been cheating, 'cause if I was, I'd be losing you. I ain't been drinking, smoking, or cheating, 'cause if I was, I'd be losing you. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Those of y'all that are joining us via the radio, and then those of y'all that are lucky enough to be here tonight in the beautiful state of West Virginia. I'll tell you what, this really is almost heaven here. Y'all have got such a beautiful place. I have a record that came out June 10th. It's called A Big Day in a Small Town, and I'm real proud of it. And this is the current single from it. It's called Love Can Go to Hell. your head like a shot of something strong. Love can go to your bed, stay there all night long. Love can go on and on like a Sunday morning sparrow. Love can go to your heart like a sweet talking arrow. Love can go to hell in a broken heartbeat minute. That's where I am without you, and every day's just another night by myself. Love can go to hell like roses in a vase of whiskey, dying for the way you used to kiss me. Heaven knows I only wish you well. Oh, but love, yeah, love can go to hell. I can go to church, fold these idle hands. I can go to work, call some friends, and make some plans. I can get drunk on a Saturday night, try to fall for someone new, but I just wake up hungover, cursing the day I fell for you. Love can go to hell in a broken heartbeat minute. That's where I am without you, and every day's just another night by myself. Love can go to hell like roses in a vase of whiskey, dying for the way you used to kiss me. Heaven knows I only wish you well. I don't blame you at all. No, I don't hate you at all. It's all love's fault. So love can go to hell in a broken heartbeat minute. That's where I am without you, and every day's just another night by myself. Love can go to hell like roses in a vase of whiskey, dying for the way you used to kiss me. Heaven knows I only wish you well. Oh, but love, yeah, love can go to hell. Forever's just a lie that love will tell. So love, yeah, love can go to hell.
Thank you.
She's got 3 kids, no husband, and she's 2 weeks late on last month's rent. She's waiting on the child support. He keeps swearing that it's coming, but if she knows him, she knows where it went. And that pile of bills ain't gonna pay themselves. It's been a 40-hour week, and it's only Tuesday. There's homework and dinner to make. Somebody wants a lullaby, somebody wants a different channel. Somebody's dealing with their first heartbreak, and the dishes in the sink ain't gonna wash themselves. She lights a cigarette out on the balcony. When she gets a couple minutes, to herself. There's how you plan it out and how it turns out to be. And a broken home, it ain't no fairy tale. She's got 3 kids, no husband, and a hairnet job at a diner on Main. She knows damn well she don't make the best cup of coffee, but she's quick with a smile and good with names. And those lunch tickets ain't gonna tip themselves. She smokes a cigarette out by the loading dock and tries not to pick the polish off her nails. She thinks about a guy who's been coming in a lot. She starts to dream and then she stops herself. She's got 3 kids, no husband, so she's a mom and a dad and a taxi driver. When the baby's sick, she's an up-all-nighter, a hand and a shoulder and a referee. A real-life hero if you ask me, 'cause those kids ain't gonna raise themselves. Thank you. So in my career as both a singer and a songwriter, I've had some luck with a revenge song. You know, I was a co-writer on Miranda Lambert's hit Mama's Broken Heart, and I had a song myself called Stripes that really started things for me as an artist, and another song called Girl Next Door that had a little tinge of revenge in it. But on my new record, I have written my favorite revenge song that I've ever been a part of, and I think it's because it's not about blowing anything up or slashing any tires. It is a kinder, sweeter, longer-lasting sort of revenge. When you broke my heart, I wanted to cut the brake line on your 4-wheel drive and poison your Pabst Blue Ribbon. When you drug my name all through the mud, I was dying to do the same, but I held my tongue, 'cause that ain't Christian. And you might be laughing now, but what goes around comes around. So I hope you have a daughter, and I hope that she's a fox, Daddy's little girl, just as sweet as she is hot. And she can't help but love them boys who love to love and leave them girls just like her father. Yeah, karma's a bitch, so I hope you have a daughter. When them boys pick her up wearing cheap cologne, younger versions of yourself, so you'll know when they drive off what they're thinking. You had some real good lines, and they will too. I bet you'll have a come to Jesus when they're being used on you, baby. And you'll wanna kick their ass. But hey, pot, that kettle's black. So I hope you have a daughter, and I hope that she's a fox, and you get a little gray every time you hear a knock. 'Cause she can't help but love them boys who love to love and leave them girls just like her father. Yeah, karma's a bitch, so I hope you have a daughter. Yeah, it kinda me sad that she'll be the one to get you back. So I hope you have a daughter, and I hope that she's a fox, Daddy's little girl, just as sweet as she is hot. And she can't help but love them boys who love to love and leave them girls just like her father. Yeah, karma's a bitch, so I hope you have a daughter, you son of a bitch. I hope you have a daughter. Thank you so much. Hopefully they don't have to bleep out the cuss words in that song. I would hate that, but if they do, you know, you all were here and you knew what I said, so it's good. I had the honor of being nominated for a couple of Grammys off of my first record, 12 Stories, and in that got to perform on the Grammy Awards with Mr. Dwight Yoakam. And the Warner Brothers has just released the version of that song with Dwight singing on it like we did that night at the Grammys, and it was I always say it was the best 2.5 minutes of my life thus far. So if you get a chance, check that out. It's Hold My Hand, and it's on iTunes, and I think all kinds of digital places. But Miles is going to do his best Dwight over here. He's got on tight pants. Everybody on the radio can't see that, but
Not that tight.
not that tight, but yeah. But we're going to do it for you. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight, and it's quite an honor. Raven is the color of her long curly hair. Red is the dress that she knows how to wear. Bluest eyes I've ever seen, maybe just a touch of green. Oh, she could steal most any woman's man. This'd be a real good time to hold my hand. She walked up and said, hello, it's been a while, don't think I didn't notice. Nervous in your smile, wasn't that long ago. You were a whole lot more than friends. So this'd be a real good time to hold my hand. Don't let this moment linger. Now would be the time to reach out with your fingers, get them tangled up with mine. Let her know for sure that I'm more than just a soft place to land. This'd be a real good time to hold my hand. If I'm your future and she's your past, if it's over with her and our love's gonna last, don't let this moment linger. Now would be the time to reach out with your fingers, get them tangled up with mine. Let her know for sure that I'm more than just a soft place to land. This'd be a real good time. Oh, this'd be a real good time. this'd be a real good time to hold my hand. Thank you so much.
Brandy Clark right there, along with Miles Aubrey on the guitar. Brandy Clark, one of Nashville's finest songwriters, and as you just heard, a wonderful singer too. Her recent record is called Big Day in a Small Town, and her first one was called 12 Stories. They're both very, very fine albums. And yes, she does have that release of Hold My Hand along with Dwight Yoakam there that will be out to be released very soon. So look for all of those things. And that one song, I Hope You Have a Daughter, kind of hit home. A lot of us men on this show have daughters. That's why I just got me a double barrel. Yeah, and our stagehand Joey told me if you just shoot over the head of the first one, the word gets around. We hope you'll take a look at our website, mountainstage.org. There you can find links to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media. And of course, we hope that someday you'll come and visit us in person in our audience, whether we're here at home in Charleston or on the road. You can find out where we're going to be by going to the website. You can also buy tickets right there, so you don't have to worry about going somewhere and not having a ticket. That's mountainstage.org. These next two fellas are from out in the Midwest, South Bend, Indiana, but now they live in Chicago. They're based out of there. They met when they were in college, University of Notre Dame, started singing together, and obviously you'll hear, when you hear their harmonies, they have something going with these harmonies, a really beautiful sound. That's kind of what attracted me to their record. I just heard that sound and I wanted to hear more. They're also good songwriters. They put out their first record in 2012, and now they got a brand new one called Fluke. Their names are Nicholas Gunty and Brian Powers. Please welcome for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Francis Luke Accord.
That won't fall, not for gravity, not for law, for a one and only. Gray like fog for the lonely, a dog that calls, a black sheep solely, scent withdrawn, black and holy, and God forgone. Save me your laughter and your religion. Three shadows betrayed me, they're all but gone, now back to haunt that siren above me, the moon at dawn, or the earth beneath me, no orbit on. And don't you write me not one siren Save me your laughter and your religion.
Thank you very much. This is a big honor for Brian and I because we're huge NPR heads, so this is nice. Although, truth be told, until about 6 hours ago, I thought we were going to South Carolina. But
That's right. I do the booking for the band.
I found out that there are 22 Charlestons in the United States, actually.
I didn't know that.
Only one state has two.
I was just focused on West Virginia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I missed it by
You
a
learn
mile.
something every day.
Every day.
So our biggest groupie is here tonight in the audience. She's my mother, and this next song is written for her.
Mama loves me, this I know. 20-something stones I've thrown in my own skin, thinking I had my heaven, milk and wine. Now I'm walking the wolves on home through Virginia's field of gold. stones I've thrown. I'll lay the cards for you. It's just a game you lose. You pick the one that suits, and I'll be soon to pull it up from under you. You're that part of love I knew. You lift me up in faith, and I handed down this grace. Whose hand will fold, who knows? A fool will find a way to overlook mistakes and never follow through. If I ever felt a sake, I'd make your birthday cake. I'd have a reason to. Yeah, that part of love I knew. Inside your house that day, over your roof I flew. And on your couch that night, it only stayed that way. My impatience has a way of looking blue. I could not love you true, and that's how love remains. But don't think I betray you. I'll lay the cards for you. It's just a game you'll lose. You pick the one that suits, and I'll be soon to pull it up from under you. That part of love I knew.
Thank you guys so much. You guys have been an awesome audience. We are Francis Luke Accord, and yeah, hope to see you again someday.
David, you're my only child, my memory. That freedom only walks so far in love. I mean, your shadow grows longer and patiently. The night wolf looms in the moon. She'll call your rise and fall. My baby, how you've lost the sound of your voice. With this, a dying wish to roll the dice and stay alive. Dear love, my friend, you'll learn to find that freedom only walks so far in love. That freedom only walks so far in love. Oh, I adore you, bride of mine. I feel the sound, the din of God ringing in my bones. David writes, I hear the blow, the horn that turns stone to mud and leads the blind to see that freedom only walks so far in love. That freedom only walks so far in love. So take the keys, homeless child of mine, and free this lonesome life.
Nicholas Gunty on guitar and vocals, and Brian Powers on the mandolin, guitar, and vocals. Francis Luke Accord from out in Chicago. And that new record is called Fluke. Francis Luke Accord. I'd like to say a special hello to you if you are listening right now over KLDN, Redland, Texas, or WUMB, our friends up in Boston, Massachusetts, and all around there on the Cape and all over the place. Thank you so much if you're listening on one of those stations or any of our stations, and I hope that you will be doing the same thing next week. Have a blues-flavored show featuring the fabulous Thunderbirds and Golden State Lone Star Review, along with the great singer-songwriter John Paul White and his band, and the Honey Island Swamp Band, and Mr. Terry Reed. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. Thank you so much. Welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. If you are just tuning in, a special welcome to you. We're so glad you joined us, and you'll be glad that you got here, because during this hour, we're going to be hearing from Aoife O'Donovan and some friends of hers. We're going to open the hour with the man who was with us one time before solo, and then, of course, we realized that 12 years ago, he was also with us because he was a founding member of the Old Crow Medicine Show, and they made their first appearance on the Mountain Stage back then. He loves folk music. He grew up in outstate New York, and his dad had a lot of folk music in his collection. And when he was only 12 years old, he came across a Leadbelly album. And you know anything about Leadbelly, if you like American traditional music, there is one of the patron saints of American traditional music. That's what Billy Bragg and Joe Henry said on the show a while ago. We certainly agree. He began to listen to more and more of that kind of music, play songs from the American Folk Songbook, and listen to that famous 1952 Harry Smith compilation. So you're going to hear a lot of songs that, if you're a folk music lover, a traditional music lover, then you will recognize. But he puts his own spin on it, of course. He does it his own way. You won't mistake it for anybody else's. He's trying to keep the tradition of the true folk singer alive, and I think he's doing a good job. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Mr. Willie Watson.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Take this hammer, carry it to the captain. Take this hammer, carry it to the captain. Take this hammer, carry it to the captain. Or you tell him I'm gone. Or tell him I'm gone. And if he asked you, was I running? If he asked you, was I running? If he asked you, was I running? I tell him I was flying. Oh, tell him I was flying. So I don't want no cornbread and molasses. I don't want no cornbread and molasses. I don't want no cornbread and molasses. It hurts my pride. It hurts my pride. So take this hammer, yeah, carry it to the captain. Yeah, take this hammer, yeah, carry it to the captain. Yeah, take this hammer, carry it to the captain. I tell him I'm gone. Oh, tell him I'm gone. Lord, tell him I'm gone. Oh, tell him I'm gone. Thank you. Thank you very much, folks. All right, well, I'm going to waste no time in getting this banjo out for you good people. I know how much you love it and how bad you want to hear it. I'll sing you a Western number. When there's an old Fort Worth at 1883, some old Mexican cowboy comes stepping up to me, saying, "How you young fella, when would you like to go and to spend another season with me in Mexico?" I have no employment, back to him did say. It's according to your wages, according to your pay. Said I pay to you good wages, and often too you know. If you'd spend another season with me in Mexico, cowboy offered him my hand. But he gave a string of horses so old they couldn't stand. And I nearly starved to death, boys. I mean to let you know that I never saved a dollar in those hills of Mexico. Started out on that steamboat back to home to go. How them bells they did ring, thousand whistles did blow. How them bells they did ring, thousand whistles did blow. On that God-forsaken fortune 'neath those hills of Mexico. Thank you so much, folks. Give me 1 second out there in Radio Land to put these finger picks on. I'll sing you a new song. Well, it's not a new song. It's an old folk song, just like the rest of these, but it's a bit new to me and my thing. It's called The Leavin' Blues. Said I'm leaving in the morning, baby. And I don't know which way to go. Said I'm leaving in the morning, mama. And I don't know which way to go. Said the woman I've been living with for 20 years, mama. She don't want me no more. Rather see my coffin coming, baby. Whoo! Lordy, Lord, in my back door. Rather see my coffin coming, mama. Lordy, Lord, in my back door. Then to have that good-looking woman tell me to my face, mama, that she can't use me no more. I got holes in my pockets, baby. Whoo! I got patches on my pants. I got grasshoppers in my pillow, baby. Woo! I got crickets all in my meal. I got grasshoppers in my pillow, mama. I got crickets all in my meal. I got tacks in my shoes, baby. cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She wobbles as she flies. She never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Gonna build me a log cabin on a mountain so high, so I can see Nellie as she goes riding by. Mm-hmm. 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 I played cards in England, I've gambled in Spain. Gonna bet you $10 that I'll beat you next game. Jack of diamonds, Jack of diamonds, I know you from old. You robbed my poor pockets of silver and gold. Mm-hmm. 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 Where the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She wobbles as she flies. It never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Thank you so much, folks. So, I travel around the country a lot. I play music for people all over the country, all over parts of the world. And I meet a lot of good people, and I see a lot of faces, and I see a lot of places, a lot of street corners and crosswalks, back alleys. And I meet a lot of good people, and it gives me a lot of hope and leaves me with a really good feeling. Now, being on the road like I always am, we were in another Charleston. We were in Charleston, South Carolina just a few days ago. And you know, when we show up to a show, to a gig, we get there pretty early and we load in our equipment and do a sound check and make sure the microphones are sounding all right. And then there's a lot of time to kill in between that sound check and the show. And now that's when you usually take a little walk and explore the town and maybe find something to eat. So that's what I did here in Charleston, South Carolina. And I walked out the stage door and down the street and around the corner, and I came to a crosswalk. And there was a traffic light there, and the light for traffic was red, and the light for me to walk across the street was green. And there really wasn't a lot of people around. It was kind of a dead part of town, and there at the light was this one Toyota Tacoma white pickup truck. Now I saw the light was green, and so I proceeded across the crosswalk. And about halfway across, the lights changed. So I got myself across the street as quickly as I could. Now I got to the other side, and the guy in the Toyota Tacoma white pickup truck, he rolled down his window, and he yelled out the window, "You stupid idiot!" It's a cold and cruel, vicious world out there, folks. And I want you all to be kind to each other. When a man has got the blues and feels discouraged and has nothing else but trouble all his life, when he's just an honest man like any other, living in a world of aggravating strife. If he's sick and tired of life and takes to drinking, do not pass him by, don't meet him with a frown. Do not fail to lend your hand and try to help him. Always lift him up and never knock him down. If he stays out late at night because he's troubled, or because his home is not what it should be, have a smile for him wherever you might meet him. It will help him find the right way, don't you see? If he gambles when he's in the town or city, tell him what he ought to do to gain the crown. Do not fail to lend your hand and show him pity. Always lift him up and never knock him down. If he has no friends and everything's against him, if he's failed in everything that he has tried, try to lift his load and help him bear his burden. Let him know that you are walking by his side. And if he feels that all is lost and he has fallen, help to place this poor man's feet on solid ground. Just remember he's some mother's precious darling. Always lift him up and never knock him down. Thank you. Thank you so much, folks. I got one more for you. John Henry, when he was a baby, sitting on his papa's knee, well, he picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel, said, "Hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord. Hammer be the death of me. Yes, hammer be the death of me, Lord, Lord. Hammer be the death of me." So the captain said to John Henry, "Gonna bring that steam drill around. Gonna bring that steam drill out on this job, and I'll walk that steel on down, oh Lord. Walk that steel on down. Yes, I'll walk that steel on down, Lord, Lord. Walk that steel on down." John Henry said to the captain, "You can bring that steam drill around. You can bring that steam drill out on this job, and I'll beat that steam drill down, Lord, Lord. Beat that steam drill down. Yes, I'll beat that steam drill down, Lord, Lord. Beat that steam drill down." Well, her name it was Polly, and John Henry took sick and he had to go to bed. And Polly drove steel like a man, Lord, Lord. Polly drove steel like a man. I said Polly drove steel like a man, Lord, Lord. Polly drove steel like a man. John Henry hammered in the mountain till the head of his hammer caught fire. Willie worked so hard and broke his poor heart and laid down his hammer and he died. Lay down his hammer and he died. Yes, he laid down his hammer and he died, Lord, Lord. Lay down his hammer and he died. So every Monday morning when the bluebirds begin to sing, you can hear John Henry half a mile. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring. You can hear John Henry's hammer. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring. Well, you can hear John Henry's hammer ring, Lord, Lord. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Thank you.
Willie Watson right there, singing some great American music. It's wonderful to hear that. I hear that, I can't help from thinking about, some time ago we had Odetta and Ramblin' Jack Elliott on the show, and Willie's done what they did, have breathed new life into those old songs, and songs are wonderful. Finished up with 2 West Virginia songs. You notice there? Did y'all know that? Always Lift Him Up by blind Alfred Reed, West Virginia singer and fiddler, and also member of the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame. And they put out a tribute album called Always Lift Him Up. And then John Henry, which we all know that story. It's down the Big Bend Tunnel down in Summers County, West Virginia. There are some folks that say John Henry really is from Virginia or Alabama. But those stories are rigged. We know where he was from. Well, with John Doyle on the show, the Irishman, and Aoife O'Donovan coming up, who's got the deep Celtic roots, Bob thought he would do a beautiful Irish hymn that you may well know. Bob Thompson, Be Thou My Vision. Colortones.com is where you find his music. Bob Thompson, Be Thou My Vision. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the mountain state of West Virginia. Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser, LLP, a nationwide law firm born in West Virginia with offices in Charleston, Philadelphia, Morgantown, D.C., Boston, Alabama, and Delaware. Details at baileyglasser.com. And by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia, celebrating the diversity of live music in the Mountain State, from newgrass to indie pop, at outdoor festivals or in coffee houses. Your next mountain experience begins with the new Go2WV mobile app, available for iOS and Android on iTunes and Google Play. Additional support is provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, showing the world why Charleston is hip, historic, and almost heaven. Your adventure starts online at charlestonwv.com. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. You can hear Mountain Stage guest performances, including songs we don't have time to fit on the radio, at NPR Music. That address online is npr.org/mountainstage. If you have any questions or suggestions for us, we'd love to hear from you. Our email is larry@mountainstage.org. You can also connect with us on Facebook, of course, or you can peek behind the scenes on our Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. All of these links are right there at our website, mountainstage.org. It's always a delight to have our last guest on the show. She started coming to see us 11 years ago with a band called Crooked Still out of Boston. She's been back also with a trio called Sometimes Why, and then as a solo artist, she's always in demand. Many people want her to sing with them, from folk music to jazz music, and she has a couple of projects I'm going to tell you about afterwards, because you may want to go take part in it next year. Her most recent record is called Man in a Neon Coat. It's a live album on Yep Rock. And she also has an album out earlier this year, that studio album called In the Magic Hour, which is a perfect name because her voice is enchanting. Very seldom do you hear voices where immediately you know who they are and immediately you love them. This is one of those folks. Brought some friends with her. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Aoife O'Donovan.
The darkest night I ever seen, it was the night you came to me on your knees whispering, I'm sorry. Keeping time with your heartbeat, I danced along on two left feet. You kissed my cheek and left me on a city street. Tell me, where'd you go when you left my home on your bike alone? There was room for me on your handlebars, we could have seen the stars. You wanna live a life of restlessness, wander around singing the blues. You find solace in the barroom girls, but they got nothing to lose. You wanna live a life of loneliness, baby, so do I wanna sit under the porch light and watch the yellow moon rise. If I were to let you go, how far you fall, I'll never know. I'll grab your toes and swing you like a circus show. Team the tigers, swallow fire, tiptoe across the tightrope wire. Out there, I hear the choir. Would you help me find another stone to grind and another man to mine? Would you recognize that I might be a prize? I might be a prize. You wanna live a life of restlessness, wander around singing the blues. You find solace in the bar and grooves, but they got nothing to lose. You wanna live a life of loneliness, baby, so do I. I wanna sit under the porch and light and watch the yellow moon rise. You wanna live a life of loneliness, baby, so do I. I wanna sit under the porch and light. Spent the better part of 29 years just trying to get out. Got no one running after me. Pray these 2 feet carry me south. Then out of the corner of my eye, you're looking at me. Got one love star painted on my thigh. You're weak in the knees. Let's sleep down by the frontage road. Follow the sound of the back goes south. That you were going away and I was going with you. I set myself right down and I'd lace up my traveling shoes. If I lose you down the road, would you look over your shoulder? I'll be there to have and hold you. We've only traveled 17 miles, and we wanted to and back. Don't leave your little girl in the wild. The sky's turning black. Play tug of war till the morning comes. Find the road, stick out your thumb. Hold it there if no one comes. Just run. Got no one running after me. Pray these 2 feet carry me. With that you were going away and I was going with you. I sit myself right down and I lace up my traveling shoes. If I lose you down the road, would you look over your shoulder? I'll be there to have and hold you. My ration's running low, and I'm alone when I hit the state line. Turning back is the only way to go. To what's mine. I'll die in the bed that I was born in. Gone from this world without warning back. With that you were going away and I was going with you. I'd sit myself right down and I'd lace up my traveling shoes. If I lose you down the road, would you look over your shoulder? I'll be there to have and hold you. With that you were going away and I was going with you. I'd sit myself right down and I'd lace up my traveling shoes. If I lose you down the road, would you look over your shoulder? I'll be there to have and hold you. In the magic hour when the moon is low and the sky's the kind of blue that you think you know, but you don't know. The truth that is donkey runs around and all the fairy children they run around and all the other children they make no sound. In that hour, if you're on the coast and the waves nip at your heels like a dog, pull me closer. It's past the time of the dinner bell, but before the shine of Orion's belt, the sky is still blue than a bluebell. Sticks and stones. Bury me not in the old graveyard where all my friends are beneath the heather on the high hillside. There, there's a lonely bride. In the magic hour when the moonlight gleams in the skies, the kind of gray that you never seen until you've seen it. We run down to the Virgin Mary's bank while our mothers cry and our fathers drink. We all just try to see where the ship sank. In that hour, if you listen hard, you'll might hear my granddaddy singing far away like an evening star. Singing far away like an evening star. Songs of an old Ireland, songs about being young again. I wish I was young again. There, there's a lonely bride. In the magic hour when the moon is low and the sky's the kind of blue that you think you know.
Hello, Charleston. Wild and wonderful West Virginia.
It is so great to be back at Mountain Stage. This is my 7th time on Mountain Stage, and I feel so lucky. I've got some incredible musicians up on stage with me I want to introduce to you guys out there in Radioland and also here in this beautiful theater. On the drums from Detroit, Michigan. It's his first time on Mountain Stage. That is Steve Nister. Give it up. And over there on the guitar and the vocals, you may have heard him playing with Jimmy LaFave from the Grand Marais broadcast last summer. That is Anthony DaCosta. And then, thanks again to John Doyle for letting me sing with him earlier. It's so fun to be up here playing these songs. We put out a live album about a month ago, and it's called Man in a Neon Coat. And strange title, yes. No? Strange title? Kind of? A little bit. It's a lyric from this next song. The song itself is called Detour Sign. I drew us a house, I drew the windows wide, I drew you inside. My blood is red and it's running down my thigh. How will I know if the road is closed? A detour sign and a man and a man and a neon coat. I got the flashlight, got the moonlight, swimming in the blue light. I woke up in a border town, just as the leaves were turning brown. But there's no magic here, there's no red and gold, no crimson forest floor for to lay me down. I woke up in a border town, 'cause I lost my way as the sun went down. Oh, I couldn't see the ribbons you tied to the trees, and the dark road had done swallowed me. What's that, or what did you say? You love me anyway, well that's not enough, no, not today. Blue is all around me now, it's in the bottle I found under the bed, and I drank it down. All the way down, all the way down, all the way. All the way down. So we heard the old folktale about Burke and Hare, the murderous butchers, and there's so many of these old folk tales. This has been a great night of folk music. There's a Christmas song that they sing the day after Christmas in Ireland, Hunting the Wren, and the wren, the king of all birds. And I never knew why the little old wren was considered the king of all birds, but the story goes that the wren outsmarted all the other birds. There was a contest to see who could fly highest, and all the birds took to the sky, and sooner or later everyone was gone except for the eagle, and he declared himself the king. And then out from the eagle's wing popped the little wren, and he was the king then. So I kind of love that. It's a metaphor for life. Piggyback on your friends, folks. Song is called "The King of All Birds." Look out, here I come now, fists out. I'm a fighter bird, I'm a harrier hawk, I'm a wild flock. I keep a time by the city clock. When the moon is steady, I'll find you. I'm not lucky and I'm not scared, 'cause there could be a gold mine anywhere. Anyone that I might want in this world, they're asleep in the arms of another girl. Who will they be when the lights come on? Everyone that I've ever loved in my life now calls somebody else their wife. Who am I to you? Get up, get up, get it together and climb on up to the top of the tree. I'm an owl now, I'm a lonely, lonely owl. Where, what, why, how the hell did I get this far without ya? Pull my feathers one by one and you put them in your pocket when I'm gone. Anyone that I might want in this world, they're asleep in the arms of another girl. Who would they be when the lights come on? Everyone that I've ever loved in my life now calls somebody else their wife. Who am I to you? Who am I to you? Am I just anyone? Am I the only one? Who am I to you? Am I just anyone? Or am I the only one? Come on, put me back together, let me soldier on. I'm the king of it all. I'm a little wren and I'm happiest when I hit you right on the wing of a friend, looking down on everything there. When the road gets weary, love, remember who I'm dreaming of. Thank you so much. All right, folks, we got one more song for you. We've just finished a 16-city tour with our good friend Willie Watson. We've been all over sort of the middle and the south of America, and we've been closing all of our shows with one of our favorite songs, and we've been having so much fun doing it that we wanted to do it live on Mountain Stage. So welcome back to the stage, Willie Watson, folks.
Hey, guys. Oh, the streets of Rome filled with rubble, ancient footprints are everywhere. You could almost think that you're seeing double on the cold, dark night on the Spanish Stair. Hurry on back to my hotel room, where I got me a date with a pretty little girl from Greece. Yep, she'll come here, she'll be right there with me, and I paint my masterpiece. The hours I spent inside the Coliseum, dodging lights and wasting time. Oh, those mighty kings of the jungle, I could hardly stand to see them, but it sure has been a long, hard climb. Train wheels rolling in the back of my memory, and I ran up the hilltop following a pack of wild geese. Someday everything's gonna be smooth like a rhapsody when I paint my masterpiece.
Donovan right there, along with Willie Watson on that last one. Anthony DaCosta also sang a verse. He played electric guitar. Steve Nister on the drums. Yeah, her latest, as I said, and as she said, it's a live one called Man in a Neon Coat. She also has out In the Magic Hour, both on Yep Rock Records. She got something special going on. Well, first of all, she's going to be on tour in the spring with two great guitar players, Chris Eldridge and Julian Lage. Want to watch for that. If you see them in your neighborhood, don't miss it. And also in May of next year, Aoife's taking a special trip to Cuba, and you can join her. So go to her website, AoifeO'Donovan.com. That's AOIFE, Donovan.com, and get the details about that trip. Our thanks to Aoife, and our thanks to Willie Watson, and our thanks to Francis Luke Accord, and to Brandy Clark, and to John Doyle, and to all you folks who came to see us today. We appreciate it here in the auditorium of the Culture Center in Charleston, West Virginia. Thanks for coming out. And special thanks, of course, for you there listening on the radio, because without you, there would be no Mountain Stage. We never forget that. We hope that you'll be with us next time. We've got a blues-flavored show with the fabulous Thunderbirds, along with the Golden State Lone Star Review. Also, Mr. John Paul White, Honey Island Swamp Band, and Terry Reed. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Associate producers are Jeff Shirley and Vasilia Skouras. Assistant producers Joni Deutsch. Production managers Paul Flaherty. We're engineered by Francis Fisher, Richie Collins, Jim Raines, and Patrick Stevens. Our web producer is Josh Saul. We have production assistants from Michael Lipton, Joey Ansel, Mary Lee, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, and Woogie. Photographic services are provided by Brian Blauser. Promotions coordinated by Michael Lipton, Adam Harris, Josh Saul, and Music and Motion Promotions. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Go out and hear some live music wherever you are as soon as you can. You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Well, I ain't got no honey baby now. I ain't got no honey baby now. And it's oh me, oh Lordy my. I ain't got no honey baby now. Sing it, Eva.
Well, good man, you ain't no man of mine. Good looking man, you ain't no man of mine. Oh, me, oh, Lordy, mine. Good man, you ain't no man of mine.
Brian Kennedy. Take this one, Anthony. Willie Watson.
So I see you when your troubles get like mine. Yes, I see you when your troubles get like mine. Well, it's oh me, oh Lordy mine. But I see you when your troubles get like mine.
Bob Thompson. John.
Who'll rock that cradle when I'm gone? Oh, who'll rock that cradle when I'm gone? Oh, who'll rock the cradle and who will sing this song? Who'll rock that cradle when I'm gone?
Michael Lipton. Francis Luke Ford.
I ain't got no honey, baby, now. Say I ain't got no honey, baby, now. Oh, I done all I can do, and I said all I can say. We couldn't get along anyway.
Come on, Ron.
Everybody, first verse. Everybody, come on now. Well, I ain't got no
Honey, baby, now.
Come on, sing.
I ain't got no honey, baby, now. And it's all needs, oh Lord of mine. I ain't got no honey, baby, now. No, I ain't got no honey, baby, now.
Support for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser and by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia. Mountain Stage is a production of West Virginia Public Broadcasting. This is NPR.